先，加去呢邊直行。係喎，先。嘟嘟嘟嘟嘟，嗶嗶嗶嗶嗶嗶嗶嗶。噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔。Okay. Oh. Oh,地到啦咩？咁簡單。
The downside of Adir's new arrivals. Paradise doesn't have room for everyone.
Of course.
Little shits! Flying rats!
Nice and quiet here. Take a moment to breathe.
Stay back! They might circle around. I don't want you to get hurt. They've got my crew's swollen nets. The one treasure I have in this world, but no. I can't even keep that. I've climbed rigging for years. It's not like I can't fetch them myself, but... what if the birds knock me off? You're that envoy, aren't you? The one who was, killed in the street. Yeah. I guess you've dealt with worse. I start looking in high places around the shantytown. I don't know why they line their nests with them, but I bet that's where they are.
Would it even make a difference if I said don't do it?
I hope you're limber and light on your feet. Oh, even here. You can't beat the view. Don't worry, this place is sturdier than it looks.
Cheap wares for cheap folks. I've seen you before, haven't I? Or maybe heard someone talking about you? Welcome to my store. If I haven't got it, it can't be got.
Oh. 其他嘢冇諗住買。
Has to be around here somewhere.
my flute up here sometimes. It's nice and quiet at night.
โอ้ย
Hello? Please, we don't want any trouble.
Who is that, Loughlin? I hear unfamiliar footsteps, love.
Visitors, dearest. No one we know. Sorry for that. My husband's recently lost his sight. He's easily confused. Can I help you with something?
你們認識一個叫梅來的女人嗎？
Oh, Ramay! Yes, of course we know her.
Oh, Ramay! Ah, good soul on that woman. We went through some hard times together.
That we did, dearest. Did Ramay tell you we have enemies back in Adia?
It's true. Only a matter of time before their friends spot us in the city.
We don't want any trouble. Just to live our lives in peace. So, it's time to move on. Only it's not so easy as just walking out the door. First off, we need herbs.
Andra's kiss, the apothecary said. She'll be able to get these eyes back in shape.
Only the apothecary didn't have any. Said it grows by the Eastern Gorge, overlooking the massive skeleton of some beast. Dangerous place.
好剛好。
Well, that makes it easy. Ah, thank you kindly. If it's not too much to ask, we also need to get our land deeds for Thirdborn. We bought them through an Almaua broker in the city, but we haven't been able to get them.
我正好有把
Oh,
蛇
it's a
，what the
miracle,
fuck？
love.
That it is. Thank you again. We can't thank you enough. There is one thing more, though.
Oh, yes. That.
The smugglers who are taking us out of here, they're beached north of the sea stacks, away from where the Adirans are looking. A lot of the locals have resorted to smuggling because of our control over shipping. And we can't use Adiran ships if we're trying to hide ourselves from our countrymen. The problem is that these smugglers found out we're Adiran.
Don't like us much.
And they've doubled their price. We had barely enough for the journey before.
你想養我去加拿大？
We're so sorry to ask for more, but we really can't afford what they're asking.
And if they knew what we were wanted for, they'd probably charge us triple.
Blood wine!
Oh, I mean... Oh, shit.
原來追在你們後面，還有
Yes. We're not proud of our past. There's no easy way to say this.
We killed 2 people.
尋日
It was a land dispute. Things got out of hand. There was a fight.
Ha! More than one.
But in the last one, they came at us with knives.
And we were the ones who walked away.
Ran away. Across the ocean.
If everyone in the Living Lands had to answer for the mistakes of their past, this island would be as empty as the Godless left it.
Not everyone sees it that way. And now we spend our days praying to scan that Captain Alfear of the Steel Garrote doesn't find us. We know. That's why we have to leave. Thank you?
Maybe you could look the other way on
就
this
係
one.
特登
What
搭
are
到
two fugitives to an empire anyway?
模棱兩可。
No one tops my prices, guaranteed. Supplies you need for prices you can afford.
Finally, another customer. Come in. Oh,
Oh,
it's
you.
you.
Any luck with the search? Well, not the gods. Thank you. Let me see them. Don't worry, I will. In fact, you can have mine. It's enchanted. Might be some kind of luck for you. Don't mention it. Just one more thing. All this time, I've been sure this was Helia's doing, but maybe it's just superstition. Do you really think the gods curse us over past mistakes? That's what I was afraid of. Still, thanks. It's good to remember. Now I probably owe Helia an apology for all this.
俾咗啲咩我啊？資金加20%。跟住去咗 B 先。
the adherents all.
點行咧？轉頭唔到我。
As soil to feed their dying homeland. Why should we notice them?
中神大街天堂城上城區。
With all due respect, Captain.
Ah, the Emperor's envoy. I'm glad to see His Majesty is sending more adherents to settle this untamed land. I am Alfir, a captain in the Steel Garrote under Inquisitor Ludwine. How else should one take one's rank, envoy? This sergeant of the Paradise Militia refuses to discipline his people about lingering near our headquarters. A less charitable woman might suppose that their loitering is intended to aggravate us.
Be reasonable. My militia need to pass this way to go to and from the East Gate. What are they supposed to do? Walk all the way down to the market entrance just to make you feel better? No one was doing anything to Captain Alfear's soldiers. Look, none of us are professional soldiers. We're militia. We all have other jobs to get back to. Of course, we'll stop to have a drink and a laugh with our friends on our way to and from the gate. If the Steel Garrote want to look down their noses at us for our lack of discipline, that's fine. Just stop complaining that we don't take everything as seriously as you joyless lot.
See? This is what I'm talking about. Antagonism, plain and simple.
我不希望在我個部隊總部附近看到你們民兵，你們不必特意避開，但請讓你
Very well, envoy. Though it would be easier to do my job if there were fewer distractions.
I suppose you'll have to rely on that famous adherent discipline then. Many thanks, envoy.
Yes?
我撳一我就應該搞死嗰兩個。
As you were. Envoy, how can we help the Empire? As you were.
然後係 A 啊。好似冇得 有。
With any luck, the assassin will be as bad at hiding their tracks as they were at making sure you stay dead.
遠嘅。 飛過去就係啦。火尖是鎖匙。
Quiet as the depths.
This place is gonna get crowded if things don't get better in Dawnshore. Nice work.
Down. Take your best shot.
Mogren's fury. Keep it away from gunpowder, or you'll be as bald as me.
Nothing to see here, friend.
It's all right. I know who she is. Heard you, Dad. Remember?
Look alive, ladies and gents. We have a visitor.
你聽說過他們的吧？
Ah, a kind-hearted Adiran. How nice for them to find a friend here. The way I understand it, they don't have many friends among your countrymen.
Take it easy on her, Soldice. She's all right. For an Adiran.
Fine, if you say so. Well, what do you want?
達成原始嘅執行協議執行，他嚇
I'll have no problem with that. Where's the copper? Pleasure doing business with you. Tell your countrymen the deal is settled. We'll take them to Thirdborn when they're ready. Sure, whatever. And that's Captain Soldice. Thank you very much.
Yours isn't the only ship that's gotten into trouble around here.
Oh, you're back. Ah, you've come back. Any news? Oh, wonderful. How did you do it? Oh, you didn't have to do that.
Praise Rodica.
That's much too kind of you. But we appreciate it, of course. Thank you so much for all of your help, Envoy. I don't think we'll be needing these anymore. Please, take them. Now, if you'll excuse us, we need to get ready for the journey.
And if you ever
我
find
幫
your
你
way
咁
to
多，你
Third
只係
Ward,
俾啲你唔
please
要嘅
come
垃圾
find
喎。
us. It would be lovely to see you again.
It's rare to see a real second chance. Rare, but refreshing.
You just saved their lives, Envoy. Well done.
300幾好快嘅。我呢度未行過。咁順便叫埋面對咯，順便你哋有嘢傾。我冇品爛啊！睇先，我個任務係咩啊？優質嘅護甲同埋優質嘅武器。OK。爭兩格。
You feeling okay? Seems like you were having a... I'm sure you had your own reasons, but I'm glad you helped those two fugitives get to Thirdborn. A lot of people in your position would have left them high and dry, or turned them in.
他們看上去是好人，只是陷入困境。他們把用在刀刃上。
Can't argue with that. I'm just glad to see people get a second chance. And I'm relieved to know you're the kind of person who's willing to grant them, even when your official duties might suggest otherwise.
是個充滿驚喜的人。你一直對第二次機會念念不忘，有什麼想坦白？點啊？
I've been told I snore, so I hope you don't exile me from camp. By the way, now that we've gotten to know each other, let me know if you want to train together. I've been watching your form, and I think we could learn from one another.
唔想同你講咁多。你呢？
Fior Messiverno, huh? Guess if you're looking for an animancer, that's the place to go.
但是我們兩人一起，呢位
They're not just thick, they're nigh impenetrable.
密不
And
透
there's a
風。
distinct feeling that they want you dead. Nothing we can't get through, but you'll be glad you brought me along.
證明你嘅價值。
Take everything you know about forests and make it 100 times more aggressive. I've led a few people there from Paradise or Thirdborn, and I've almost lost someone on every trip.
Someone's slipping.
I said almost.
嗱，對我對你的專業嘅
Just glad I can help. Right, changing the subject.
先這樣吧。
Pleasant dreams.
Ừ, 有冇需要符呢？我覺得唔需要住。咁仲有嘢講？咁多嘢講嘅你哋。
Not everyone warrants an assassination attempt, you know. You should be flattered.
作為一個曾被毒戰四族的人，我確實有這種感覺。
I'd say he can learn a thing or two from you. But he'll have to take that lesson to his next life. It's too bad. Now that the Steel Garrote has made an example of him, others will think twice before trusting Adiran mercy.
這是為了公平公正，難道我應該當場殺了他嗎？他在對我下手前應該考慮這一點。
I'm sure he didn't expect you to get back up and come after him. Then again, he forgot the first rule of the Living Lands.
什麼規則？
Expect the unexpected. Unfortunately for you, I think this means we haven't seen the last of this conflict. Egwolf isn't the only hothead in the Living Lands, and he's certainly not the only one with his hackles up about all you Adira newcomers. And Ludwig and the Steel Garrote are only making matters worse.
有什麼關係啊？
They're a match to a powder keg. Your ambassador and the rest of the Adiran forces have been dragging the frontier, kicking and screaming towards order and civilization. All the things that half of us moved here to escape. Then, one day, Ludwig and the Steel Garrote show up to reinforce the Adiran presence, and they're as harsh as Wodaka herself. Strict is one thing, fanatical's another. The Rawatayan Navy's known for harsh punishment. When I served, we watched a gunner hold a red-hot cannonball while she sang our empire's anthem. All for trading some of our supplies on the side, mind you. It also resulted in one of the most effective navies in Aora, or so the argument goes. However, that approach won't win many allies in the Living Lands. As Ludwig will find out. Judging from that meeting, Ambassador Hilgard and Ludwig don't see eye to eye. I'm afraid that means trouble on the horizon, especially if Ludwig starts operating around him. Like it or not, their differences could make trouble for you. especially since the steel garrote is here under Adir's flag. And I worry about what that means for the rest of us. Except it's more than your head on the chopping block. I promised someone I'd do my part to look after all of us riffraff who've made a home here. My best chance of doing that is helping you investigate this plague and keep a lid on tensions. And, hopefully, fend off any future assassination attempts. If you're going to put a stop to what we saw in the strangle route, I don't care what power you serve. None of us have a future if the dream scourge spreads. I think that's enough doom and gloom for one night. Sleep easy, Envoy. As best you can.
Bye.
Enjoy the ocean breeze while we're here.
Right. What do you want to know?
暫時冇什麼。
Right. Good talk.
但係你又有咁啦。
Right. What do you want to know? Lovely place, as the Living Lands goes. I advise most people to stay around here if they're looking to settle. Paradise isn't the safest place in the world, but it is the safest place in the lands. Walls and guards go a long way out here. Other than that, you've got bits of forest, grasslands, some caves, cliffs, and all sorts of things to get you into trouble. This is the easiest place to survive in the Living Lands. Enjoy it while it lasts. You probably know most of this, but here goes. Normally you look for some shelter first. Cut down a few small trees, gather moss to keep the wind out. Nothing too elaborate. With so little tree cover, you want to keep moving. The reeds near the coast make great fibers for rope, so you can lash branches together and make a decent roof. Of course, we're always moving, so we just make a quick camp and carry on. So you don't have to worry about all that. Right. Good talk.
Right.
What do you want to know? Heard an envoy from Adir showed up and got herself killed. Other than that, nothing. Honestly, I don't listen out for gossip much. I don't know what to tell you. Right. Good talk.
Haze, mirrors, we have touched something like your dreams before.
OK。發個夢發到死 game，厲害。拎嘢飲先。
Haze, mirrors, we have touched something like your dreams before.
為什麼？
Our roots entwine, but we cannot linger here long. We must know. A life for a life. A killer's blood billows in the drain, dead like the bear. We do not understand. Was this a mercy too? Eat or bleed. Rule of the wild. We know these shapes. Still. A dam broke. We wept in the dark when your soul slipped away. We feared for you, felt your agony. We could not forgive. Petals disperse on the wind. Wake now. We have tending to do.
Poor guy. Didn't even stand a chance.
Looks like there's a note.
Whatever's grown over that Audra doesn't look natural.
Be your sake!
Oi!
Yeah.
勁難睇咯！呢度有條梯。我先呢度入嚟。唔係喎，我係呢度入嚟。
Envoy. Ironic. No. Paradis clearly understands your intent.
未聽到你靠近我，你都有出動要出事。
Careful, he could be a messenger. Or this could get interesting.
We have learned you are not a figure to be trifled with. My compatriots have observed your judgment. We have a message for you. We do not give second warnings. Consider this one carefully.
Hold a moment. They tell me you're going to Emerald Stair. Business or pleasure? Well, just remember to cover your mouth, sneeze into your elbow, and sleep with lavender under your pillow. Fair warning, Envoy. Before you showed up, Inquisitor Ludwine barged past me. She was looking none too pleased.
Don't
thank me. In fact, keep my name away from Ludwine's ears. Better if she doesn't know I exist. Anyway, I thought you should know Ludwine's on the prowl. Tread lightly.
So Ludwine's somewhere out there doing who knows what. Wonderful.
Hopefully, your handling of Egwolf brought us some grace with her.
You're cleared to pass, Envoy.
And Sam sad to be leaving Paradis. I had no idea how tense things were with the Adirans moving in.
And Egwolf's death won't help matters.
我本來冇打算死。
You had to know that might happen. I mean, you've met Ludwine, right?
Regardless, the Steel Garrote will see this as an excuse to crack down. I get the feeling they've been looking for one.
Steel Garrote? I figured they're just more intense Adiran soldiers.
他們圍繞邊疆地，儘管他們的起義，但請不要把狂。
Oh, I hear you. Unfortunately, if you're marching shoulder to shoulder, some of their stink is bound to rub off on you.
I don't like that Ludwine woman. She gives me the vricas.
Yeah, I've seen floggings gentler than the scolding she gave Hilgard. One's tacking when the other's jibing, if you catch my drift.
即使盟友之間適度嘅緊張關係時日。
Taking in the slack is one thing. They look ready to strangle each other with it.
Then it's a good thing we're getting out of the city.
Yeah. Much as Liviana misses our company, I wouldn't count on your mysterious friend reviving you a second time.
Are you listening to that friend when you go all blank-eyed from time to time? Does your special friend talk to you? I mean, I had an imaginary friend when I was little, but they never brought me back from the dead.
He means that with all due professional respect, of course.
How do you know this friend doesn't mean us any harm?
那家伙讓我重獲新生，如果是有意的話，完全可以讓我直接死咗那兒。聲音討論哲學，我還不確定。
We'll maybe figure it out. We can't prepare for what we don't know is coming.
We're headed to Fior Messi Verno to see if the Animancers know anything about the Dream Scourge, right? Maybe we'll learn something about your condition in the process.
Right. When it comes time to deal with Animancers, you two are on your own.
在綠帝國禁止，啲蒼人非常危險，他們對靈魂理解無人能比。如果他們知道什麼，我唔應該聽他哋。
Fair enough, but I wouldn't expect a warm welcome. Guildguard's already brought your homeland's prohibitions against animancy to Paradise.
They could stand around and have scholarly debates about souls all they want. Gives me a great opportunity to take a nap.
I haven't been back in a while, but Fjord is, an interesting place. It was founded about 50 years ago by a disgraced Valian duke and a handful of animancers who'd soured on politics in the republics.
Town full of nobles, scholars, and leeches, all surviving off the work of the farmers who grow food for the whole island.
They're an eccentric bunch. You'll see. It turns out that academics are as ungovernable as the rest of us rabble.
They don't understand what they're messing with. They can't tame the wilds with machinery.
They've held it at bay, until recently. Their ingenuity, or madness, or heresy, take your pick, has fed a lot of people in the living lands. But, rumor has it, some unnatural blight is destroying their crops. We'll find out soon enough. And while we're in Emerald Stair, there's something I've been putting off. An old friend from my time in Thirdborn had a cabin out in the woods. Tama. He passed a while ago, but he left something for me that I never got around to picking up. But since we'll be in Emerald Stair anyway... You won't regret it. Emerald Stair's lovely this time of year. Even the Delumgon bloom.
No matter what I tell you, you keep picking flowers from things that want to kill you.
Hey, they love me. You just gotta ask nicely. Compliment their foliage.
Right. Maybe buy them a drink before they choke you to death with vines. I'd hope so. I think that goes without saying.
You and I have quite the adventure ahead of us, Envoy. That's the spirit. What about you, Marius? What's next?
I have, things to do back in Paradise. It keeps me plenty busy.
Come to think of it, I haven't been to Emerald Stair in a while, and the Envoy's never been. Know any good guides we could hire?
None that could help the two of you. You need the best guide in the lands to keep you from getting yourselves killed.
That's okay. We can discover them together.
Now that you mention it, you're gonna need my help if you're traveling through the lands with this Nimdut. I have 2 rules. No campfire songs and no hugs. That last one's non-negotiable.
I hear wiggle room on the singing.
If we're done being ridiculous, we should get some rest. We'll be in Emerald Stair tomorrow.
Good to have you with us, Marius.
Right. Go to bed before you violate the hugging rule.
休息一晚。千幾米添。
Oh, would you be a dear and help with these spoilings, please?
Looks like she could use our help.
Let's get it.
Next one's mine.
Don't get too comfortable. More are on the way. Fantastic. People. I was about to lose my wits.
A mind's question. The dust of the Akita in her hair. She knocks. We would answer.
You wouldn't happen to have a ladder on hand, would you? Barrett's balls. Just my luck. I really need that vase, and a ladder is required.
Pretty sure that saying is Barrett's bells. Pretty sure.
But perhaps we don't need one. You're tall, striking, and well-toned. There's a vase in this ruin that's too high for me to reach. Fetch it for me. I can pay you in skates if you do. The vase sits atop that tower beside us, in the ruins there. And once you've got it, look me up. Yatsley, wizard extraordinaire, godless expert, and a Balrog in the bedroom.
You do meet the most interesting people.
I can get you 1,000 faces that don't require going into some ancient ruins, but no one listens to me. Keep quiet. Well, that was fun.
Hop.我现在都。一嚿，仲差一嚿。
Darling. Andra's titties, you found it! I tried using magic to get the vase down, but alas. Thankfully, you and your little friends came along and saved the day.
Excuse me. We're all bigger than you are, Nimdude.
I may be small, but my magic is not, I assure you. Oh, holding my vase hostage. I respect that. First and foremost, Fiorme Siverno is an animancer sanctuary. Vidaro, unlike his father, the former governor, is not an animancer. Oh, hardly. I'm not an animancer myself. I'm merely a stunningly brilliant, witty, but also humble scholar.
So you are?
Right. So humble.
But Vidaro has lost his grip on the land, and refuses to listen to the animancers. Emerald Stair used to be the breadbasket of the living lands. Now it won't bear fruit, and there are rumors of plague. Pleasant, isn't it? But I'd best pack up. I want to get home. I've a new artifact to study. Thank you for your help, Godlike. Even if you didn't have a ladder.
Well, that's something I hope never happens again.
I've got a few inches to spare if she changes her mind.
多多。3%定係個盾晚擊？
Quiet, Nimdut.
Good fight.
I've never seen Emerald Stair like this. It's usually so nice.
More of this stuff. As if people weren't hungry enough.
Hòn寶圖。Easy.
Yes, I explained all that. They still said no.
God.
I don't know what to do. I just don't think they're gonna stop.
When did the Rangers start taking the Zarib side? You tell me, it doesn't make any sense.
We have had some of the finest animantic farming equipment available until Zarops came and destroyed it. I spoke to the Rangers about it, but they say the Zarops aren't acting aggressive or killing anyone, so there isn't much they can do.
That's odd. Why would Zarops attack equipment and not just continue the raid?
Finally, someone with a little backbone.
The Zarops have made camp in the swamp to the northwest. I'd say be careful, but my guess is they won't attack you unless you give them a reason. Just go check it out and let me know what you find. I'll let the Rangers know once the Zarops are no longer a threat. Gods go with you, my friend.
Almost every Zarop I've ever met has tried to eat me before I could finish saying hello.
If I found a camp of friendly Zarops, maybe I could finally see what they're always dancing about.
What do you mean that's all you've got? Last week you said there'd be grain.
You know what I said, but we only have so much to go around.
Are they any monsters starving as well? Or are they sipping tea?
No parting in line. Governor.
I wasn't here first.
Go home. They trap you. They forget.
They 哇，爭好鬼遠啊！
You're the first godlike to come through in, well, I can't remember how long. I hope that's a good sign. Some of us just like to know there's order to be found in all the chaos. If the gods don't bless us with a harvest soon, this market will be empty come winter.
Oh, yeah.
Really? You know the gods don't exactly favor animancy.
Some
say the old gods aren't here, or maybe they just don't care for the living lands. If you need an animancer, you'll have to clear it with the governor. He lives in the big manor on the far side of town. Let me know if anything strikes your fancy. We don't have much, but the harvest hasn't bled us dry yet.
燕尾服啊，但係成5000幾蚊，我先得個9000幾蚊。
Hand in hand, they toil, and the earth gives in return. The smile of the harvest.
What do I tell Sovia? What do I tell the children? It's not bad enough that their mother a little earlier and you'd have beaten the other bandits to my crops. But I guess that's on you, isn't it? Ah, finally! Someone who cares about something other than themselves. When they ran away, I saw them following the river north. They're probably hiding up there, waiting to steal from someone else. You come back with my crops, and I'll give you whatever I can. You can't put a price on survival. Hey, you! Go away! There's nothing here. Nice job, everyone.
呢度有冇嘢㗎？沒了。呢度有間屋。
This place has seen better days.
法師。
Watch yourself. This one's mine. Not bad, Marius.
咁係 not bad。格擋效率加10%，劍同匕首傷害加15%。
Right behind you.
You're not looking so good.
喂！ 兩個隊友都收咗皮。渣啊你哋！到手啊！重擊兵啊！ 翡翠切割者。哇靠！好多羅。進行強力攻擊時會施加高毒素累積效果，對原始攻擊傷害加20%。加800喎，睇下先。而家我3個火，咁我咁樣咧，即刻變1喎。咁我試下練呢把先。
Oh no, you don't.
我靠！332啊！
That it? Arms up! You're mine now! Another glorious battle.
一串辣椒。
Right behind you.
Như tham đi.
Here they come.
咁多食物，平時攤埋幾多食物？做100幾個食物喎，大佬。 睇點啊？遊俠嘅遺言，啲優質弓啊！ 全部都金色嘅喂。
Did that tree just move?
好靚啊！留言。係點解佢響晒咁樣嘅呢個留言？請記得是因為你未曾。
Here it comes.
Sương OK， 無啦啦清咗個水磚落。
one for us.
I really don't think you saw what you think you saw.
You think I'm what? Seeing things? They're out there. I know it.
You haven't eaten in a week. None of us have.
All the more reason to pay attention to our surroundings.
Stop right there, Adirin. I know what you did. If it weren't for your idea of justice, Egwolf would still be here.
我只是來找你們啲頭頭嚟聊幾句。
You want a parley? Erlin's with the others, deeper in the cave. We're tired and hungry. That doesn't mean we're helpless. Watch yourself.
You 打入嚟。
Was it not enough to be hungry? Now we have to be damp too.
Take it up with Erlen.
Stay calm. Let us see what our visitors have to say for themselves.
Aye, aye. Coming in hot.
我開晒箱先，慢慢同你傾。會，但係法師鞋嚟喎，呢個係老細。咁多鎖開嘅喂！
I said, stand down. If they had come to kill us, we would be dead.
Erlen, that's the Adirin who sent Igwolf to the hangman. We cannot just...
What are you going to do? Growl at them with your stomach? She sealed Egwolf's fate for a reason. I'm sure she also has a reason to stand before us now. It behooves us to listen to it.
拿回你們從農夫那裏偷走的。
I knew someone would look for it eventually. Allow me to appeal to your better instincts, if you will.
把偷的東西交出來。你憑什麼偷他們？
We are starving, Adiran. In a choice between us and them, I will always choose us. That does not mean I take pleasure in it. I feel the farmer's pain as keenly as I feel my own. But the crops are the crops. My people's lives are on the line. I have no choice. Compromise. The food we have is already barely enough.
Let's go. Right.
慢一個一個解決。
Better on our feet than in the ground.
go.
望我啊！发虚了，发虚了。
Thanks. I think I sprained my shoulder.
嗯。法師有遇嗬，哦，有冇嘢買？OK，啥都沒有。
There you are. Did you deal with those bandits? Oh, thank the gods. At least you've bought me a little more time. More importantly, you've saved me from having to explain it to my wife. Sylvia's a fine woman, and, well, she doesn't need to know it's come to this. Let me at least pay you. It's not much, but it's what I can afford.
你自己留咗吧。
Fine. But I won't let people think I let you work for free. Take this. A nobleman gave it to my grandfather, I think. Next time they come for my harvest, I'll be ready.
採集者之友。
Tell you that.
咩係採集者之友啊？食用時額外恢復20% 生命，戒指又用緊。食用20% 生命，呢度已經20%。藥水同食物。 呢個就咁食用食物啫喎，兩回事嚟㗎喎。嗯。
Ah, the Emperor's envoy. Come to interfere in Steel Garrote business again?
借得看情況，看你是不是在做什麼需要我搞？難道我以後還得聽你這抱怨嗎？非常抱歉。不是故意插手。
Remedy is apology. Stay out of Steel Garrote business and all will be forgiven. If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is quite beyond reason. These Valians and their love of animancy.
很危險，他必須把他們從這次瘟疫的起因中排除。也許外交事務應該交給外交官處。
If their experiments are affecting Adiran interests, this is our business. And when the time comes, the Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the safety of those interests.
想表達什麼？
We all have our part to play, envoy.
梗係啦。
Until later.
She's as subtle as a broadside.
Does subtle mean something different outside of Solace?
Genuine healing crystals, purest in all of Eora. Rejuvenate and affordable, reliable, and verifiable. Honest demios.
Oh, you startled me. This old woman can get lost in prayer from time to time. You must be the Adiran envoy I've been hearing about. Apologies for any hardships you may have experienced getting here. The failing crops, the strange beasts, and even the dream scourge are all the result of our neglect of the dead.
Hmm. 我不認為這是你的錯。你就
That's a lot of blame on people who can't defend themselves.
The dead of Fjord expect certain rituals to be carried out. I have failed to perform those rituals, and now the spirits are angry.
遇到的危險不可能跟憤怒的魔力有關。如果我們代替你完成這些儀式呢？我猜問題已經讓你忙亂到無法親自完成。如果這個問題由你疏忽造成，那麼你確實有責任去解決。
I completely agree. But these fragile old bones won't let me keep up with the number of recently deceased around here. Our recent dead require a final meal to ease their passage from life. Without it, they can't rejoin the cycle.
You've got people waiting in line for their next meal, and you want to waste food on the dead?
I got food from the grain merchant stores. I just need someone to leave it at the graves. The dead will take it from there.
Flesh and bone, they bring the fruit to those who cannot eat. What tree calls for its branches to endure these rituals?
真心認為死者的憤怒是因為沒有享受到。
Of course. I follow a Valian tradition that teaches that the journey back to the cycle is a long and perilous one. Barrett appears as the usher to guide souls into the next life, but those who lose their way risk the ire of the Pallid Knight. We offer food to the recently dead to still their minds and give them something to offer should the Knight demand her toll. Causing it? Maybe not. But their anguish beckons to it, calls it to them, and unleashes it on the living nearby. The dead's anger is like a spiritual earthquake, driving all things out of balance. This simple sacrifice brings them peace.
你需要我們做什麼？這個計劃太荒謬了，冇報酬我不講。跟我們今天做過的其他事相比，這不算是什麼瘋狂。你需要我們做什麼？
You must take these offerings of food and place them at 3 grave sites where the recently dead lay. The first offering goes to a cliffside grave on the southern coast. Loggers from the old days, they sacrificed themselves to make the land habitable and lost their lives to creatures of the untamed forest. The second offering goes to a grave in the swamp, far to the west from here.
第三份呢？
The final offering should be taken to the truffle farm east of Fure, where a family lost their lives to the encroaching wilds.
這次不再浪費這些完好的食。你或許也能因此獲得些安慰。
I believe it will do exactly that. The spirits will find closure and rest, and the living can move on from this recent tragedy. Be careful, friends. The angry spirits lash out blindly. I cannot predict what awaits you at these graves.
Next time you want to tour graveyards, I'm staying at camp. We should help the living and let the dead rest.
I can't thank you enough for helping to ease the conscience of an old lady. Please, return when the rituals are complete.
Empty again.
Seems that way.
Vidaro says the current crop looks promising.
How can he know that? He's not a farmer.
Be patient. He hasn't steered us wrong before.
I am not accustomed to failure. Ugh, neither am I.
But it happens to the best of us, no? They made up their minds before we even started.
我係咁去人哋嘅地方度撻嘢。
What's the meaning of this?
Look at these crops. Look at and I can prove it.
We can discuss this in private.
We are discussing it now.
Come on. My invention is guaranteed to enlarge your essence.
Spirits are truly wonderful. Powerful. Self-aware.
If you are looking for sanctuary, you have found it. The Gifted Magpie is a house of calm, rational discussion. We have only 2 rules of conduct. Maintain dignity and speak in a soft tone of voice. To put it gently, yes. Giata Castel is giving our governor a piece of her mind, loud enough to rattle the windows. Animancers are miracle workers, but their work breeds obsession, rivalry, and bitter disagreement. Their anxiety keeps me in business. This tea house is where troubled minds come to approach problems from a quieter angle. I would cherish your company. Farewell for now. Until...
Giata's causing trouble at the governor's mansion again.
You must admit she has a point. We should do something about the Dream Scourge. Not simply wait for it. I have been thinking about them.
No, listen.
There is no
Careful, or we'll get thrown out of the pub. Where are
I had one job. Pour you a drink. Good like. Well, I'll be. Apologies. You can't take a piece in the fjord without spotting an animancer. But finding an animancer you can trust, that's harder. I try Quilici and Giata. They are the only animancers taking the Dream Scourge seriously. Outside and up the stairs, they're arguing with Vidaro. Just follow the profanity.
Welcome back. The crops are ruined.
all.
Can anything be done?
Bly thinks I ought to give up a farm and leave Emerald still.
And the Animan sirs are used.
Look out for her, Fidelio. How hard could that have been? If I could help myself, do you think I'd be in here? I don't mean that. I have a lot on my plate. I'd like to be. They're out searching. Someone had to hold down the fort. My 2 youngest rangers were supposed to report back from their rounds. I assumed they'd turn up. But it's been 3 days now. They're still not here.
如果你需要人手去找他們，我可以話你下。他們之前就失蹤過，對吧？
3 times this month. They're going to be the death of me. They're besotted. I can't get them to think about anything else. Belena and Adalaro were my most promising recruits. Now, all they do is sneak off to, I think they know each other very well.
Well, there's worse places to make the four-legged beast. I promise you that.
New recruits running off with each other? Oh man, this brings me back.
Anyway, I never thought I had any cause for concern. They always found their way back eventually, but they haven't this time. They're out there, all alone, and they could be in danger, and I... The last time I saw them, I sent them to patrol the northern riverbed. If you go that way, please, keep an eye out for them. I'm losing my mind in here.
2 young Nemdutin wandering out by a river. Consider them found.
Maybe we don't look too soon. Give them a while. You know what I mean?
How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike? Our farms are dying. And the politician here won't do anything about it.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assassins. Yet.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion. We have Giata to thank for that.
As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms.
我見過自然生物腐化，但從未遇到過如此嚴重。
There may still be time to reverse the damage.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did.
但是你信任你要怎樣解決問題？只要開始捱餓，就很難去忽視那些正在枯無枯萎。
Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Once again, bureaucracy stands in the way of getting things done.
I'm just trying to stop Chiata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark.
Are
you going to tell her about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident. But look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart. Then we'd better do it somewhere else. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Chiata.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Chiata Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Whoa, you're banishing her for that?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town. But to us, Chiata is an outcast. Perhaps. But I can't just let her continue to poison the minds of my animancers.
They aren't your animancers. Your father understood that.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
我仲以為要我行添。
I'll find us another bedroom.
叫佢開門喎，入去偷下嘢先。中型護甲。體質加一，當你受到傷害超過最大生命值25% 時，攻擊者會受到50% 傷害。移動速度加20%。 真係會跌到。
That did not go as I had planned.
What did you think would happen when you confronted him so?
Well, my first idea was to mess up his house. Maybe break a window or two.
Perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint.
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giata, some manners, if you please.
I thought she was being polite.
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego.
他肯定把注意力放咗錯誤嘅方
What does he know? He isn't even an animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... Curses. Without Fior Messiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone.
I wish I could take credit for Giata's stubbornness, but she learned that on her own.
Thanks, old man. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long.
為什麼聽起來你跟他有仇？冇理由問呢個有仇。
In a way, I do. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Nadiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers.
並不是。
We will set aside our differences for the greater good, won't we, Giata?
Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days.
Wouldn't
that be a coincidence? I only bring it up because Anamancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by... I just realized this is the end. I have to leave Fior Messiverno. Forever. As much as I would love that, we're already out of time. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast. Let him growls. His good opinion means nothing to me anymore. Monto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fjord. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name, and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
You ever think...
Godlike,
What if I
Imperial
wasn't
Envoy, Research Assistant.
Who knew?
Well, I was not expecting such an esteemed guest in my humble workshop. Are you in need of any weapons or armor? The roads haven't been safe as of late.
Wow.
Founded machine.
What do you think of Giatta's theory?
Well, my experiments have been a little unpredictable. Like the essence has
Oh yeah,
such a
something. I can't believe anyone else discovered this.
We should talk. But why?
The Adra is healthy. It's the essence I'm concerned about.
This again. You're beginning to sound like Giatta.
Have you ever stopped and listened to her? She might be able to say.
I'm sure her mother
諗住食個嘢都可以死 game，厲害啦！本來係
You ever think, what if I wasn't a ranger?
Of course. Founded machine.
The other is healthy. It's the essence I'm concerned about.
This again. You're beginning to sound like Giada.
Have further stopped and listened to. She
I'm sure her mother and father were onto something, and look what happened to them.
Oh, I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop.
Okay.
Giada, what a loss. I owe that young woman more than I could ever repay. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked. A novel idea, that. What I need is a stronger power source. Perhaps if you can help me find an appropriate battery of essence. I could use a large single block of Artra, but harvesting it is difficult in this environment. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove.
用我說一句廢話，我們面前就有一句。
As you've seen, Envoy, there are many unusual things happening
用
lately.
我說一句廢
An
話好似。
Adragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgon queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgon in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgon queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards.
冇問題。我會看看啦，有什麼能
Do
做。
be careful. Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
If you can convince her to hand it over, I'll be more than impressed.
Be careful. Those Delam. Oh, the Trentons. Bunch of bastards, if you ask me. But they are dangerous.
Can I interest you in some glaive berries or better spells, perhaps? Welcome to Poria in...
Why?
All ingredients.
但係佢話取回心臟嚇，唔係叫我。係咯，幫我出去啊嘛。呢度其實都係出去嘅。
pretty much brought that plague bear down by myself.
Did you?
反正佢哋都有嘢傾啦。升級材料，又叫我升級。
Listen, Kai, I need you to stop like...
你升咗嘢喎。升咯。喂，升級都可以死 game？ 你有冇咁刺激啊？狂死喎！不過我希望佢係個 save 係去到我飛到去，就唔係未升級嗰度。我唔想特登升。嗯？未升。
You know, I've heard dueling is popular in the Valiant Republics. You wouldn't think a public argument could feel as brutal, but I'll be damned if Giada didn't draw blood.
必須堅持自己嘅立場。
No doubt. That's why I admire the resolve. Living Landers can be contrarian and combative. That's what sends a lot of us here in the first place. But it's still hard to swim against the tide with your own people. especially when it means getting them to face a hard truth.
這有時候更喜歡放夜而不是有用。OK。
Agreed.
I'm with you both. And Giada. She knows who she is and what she believes. She's got more clarity and conviction than I had at her age.
She has more clarity than you have now.
Hey, I am a willing victim of my own delusions.
尤其是當家園並沒有回報你的愛時，有時候不得不割捨一些關係，一個只會讓你妥協的黑不值。沒有哪個捨區是完美的，如果是我，不會這麼快就放。應該呢個。
Can we just talk about something else?
Hey, don't worry. We're talking about Giada's situation.
Right. Like, what did you think I was talking about?
Anyway, this can't be an easy time for Giada, but I'm glad to have her on our side.
Bueno, 到你啦。
Envoy? Well, that was interesting, right? The woman arguing about the crops failing? Standing up for what you believe against authority. I can respect that. Of course, my method would have been run away under the cover of night, never to return, but yeah, this works for her.
他說得很對，他們在故意忽視一個顯然易見的威脅。他們不能因為一個意見就停止收割。你沒有想過為了維護自己的信念而挺身而出嗎？你看來不像那種。
It's more that I don't think my belief's worth standing up for. Life's simpler that way. Anyway, there's clearly more going on here than a bunch of animancers sitting in dusty labs doing whatever they do all day. Beyond that, nah, I can't help you. Call me when you're back to facing real danger. Right, changing the subject? If I must. Listen. Kai, I need you to stalk like a cat, not stomp around like a bat.
能進行強烈攻擊時，附近的敵人使用此武器元素完成一套連擊後，對目標佢用呢個啦，邊會仲用
My training was a lot bigger on stomping than stalking, unfortunately.
邊會仲用雙手武器嚟同你玩劈一套？The
armored mask. We dream of steel and shard earth and flame. The memory binds. Flee from her. We fear. For us. For you.
似乎讓你不安。
Blazing ire. It burns and burns and feeds upon itself. Pain through the smoke, we recall. You are not safe with her.
我了解我咯，他不會傷害無辜。你擔憂毫無根據，我沒有做過會激怒他的手吧？你確定你和他沒什麼？能不能夠
We reach, the spines tear into us. We pull our hands away. But the old scars do not lie. We burned once. Burned. We... No.
有意針對過你，我完全聽不到你說什麼，但是至少你和我在一起是安全的。
Burrow for warmth, but the hawk circles outside the den. Steer clear of the scourging fire, or extinguish it.
暴力解決不了什麼。如果非動手不可，我會用我的方式嚟對付他。梗係下面啦。
No recourse but teeth. The flame spreads toward the garden wall. Listen. Have care. Have care.
Nothing like a win with a good team. Why is it somehow worse when the Revenants aren't trying to kill you?
A godland in Emerald's Den. Well, well, maybe our luck's improving. I'd offer to shake your hand, but I've been elbow deep in Beatrice all day. Sorry, I've been on my own for a while, and I forget how unusual this looks. As you can see, this is my reanimated corpse.
We can smell it, too.
I'm trying to demonstrate the value of undead labor. But of course, nothing is ever that simple. What am I supposed to do? Just let them decompose? Reanimated corpses are the future of manual labor. Cost-effective, low maintenance, and very friendly. Now, Beatrice, she's being a real problem, if you can believe it. Would you be a dear and reach into her guts? Feel around for anything that doesn't belong. Giata Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor. I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask, is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town? He's a bigger fool than I thought. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first, I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo.
應該不是又也不是啊。
Silvo is one of my Revenants. My oldest, my favorite, and the pride of my flock. Someone needs to put the poor fellow out to pasture. And I just don't have the heart to do it myself.
Well, it's already dead. That's the hard part done right there.
When a Revenant goes bad, there's only one option. Final death. And poor Silvo's time has come. Whether you're raising cows or corpses, every farmer lives with death. Outsiders and travelers down on their luck, you'd be surprised how many people want to sell their bodies to animancy.
Say what you will about mercenary and military life. At least your obligations end at death.
Anyone else see a downside to giving monetary value to corpses?
This is a good forever home for the undead. Better than some crypt, anyway. But sometimes we have bad days.
我買我未來嘅屍體嘛，但我不想見識屍體農場所謂啲日子先。
They come to me for breakfast, and I let them wander the fields. Really, it's no different than raising goats. It's possible, but this is no time for jumping to conclusions. That should cover everything. You can find Silvo in the barn. He's blocked the door somehow, but the window should be open. Just be gentle with him. He's a good boy.
So, we're killing a Revenant and she just couldn't come out and say that?
And this is why I don't take pets.
That it?
I saw you reach into Beatrice. Find anything interesting? Poor Silvo. He was a bright young Revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace.
你說會給我答案，你這邊確定冇問題吧？
I'll be fine. I've lost so many Revenants over the years, and I'm always such a wreck afterward. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen.
我去過許多不尋常嘅地方，至後一回碰到。
Precisely my point. There is something unique at the heart of this. Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say.
一定會對你啲見解有興趣。我對書有些懷疑，不過謝謝你哋建議。喺度説你什麼都不知道，萬一就咁好咯。
Well, I'm happy to give her some good news for a change. You and Giata are going to shake things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Oh, and thank you for the nightmare fuel. I really have been sleeping entirely too well lately.
I'm remembering why people find this place unsettling.
好啊，保存先，巴啦。